How significant is gameplay when designing a piece of terrain? Um, Super important. So, uh, like I'll go to pretty crazy lengths to try to make something like this playable. Like obviously we've got a playable roof here. I haven't quite made it yet. Oh, I pulled off well anyway, I'm going to do an interior. Actually, the front wall here comes off, and there's also a second floor there that is magnetized. It came off with the roof, uh, but even if it's not a playable interior, having uh, the exterior to like crafting for me is a means to an end, and that means or that the end is tools for cool games at the table. I like the ability. I like having the ability to at least attempt to like take something. Ooh, I have an idea for like a cool, like in this case, it's a one shot that goes with this cottage. If I build it and make it so that it works, I'll make it's decently modular. Like the two building halves can come apart, I think, and probably work separately. Um, then I have that forever, right? Then I have that piece of terrain on my shelf, whether it's a building or trees or rocks or whatever. Same goes for miniatures, really. Like it's increasing the number of tools I have to put something real and tangible and physical on the table. So it's kind of it's kind of the main thing that I think about. Like this cottage, I think honestly is made a little bit more awkward because I want it to be playable for this one shot. Like the interior is a size probably larger than it would need that I would want to make it if I was just making a cool piece to like sit. It's like, wow, is that thing's huge. It's like, well, sure, but the scale is going to fade away once we start disassembling it in the game and once we are pointing out different things, especially on the interior, because I'm going to do the whole interior of this also. Um, so yeah, it's the motivating factor for pretty much every decision. Like the boards on the front windows, like the one shot has them boarded up, but I may want to use this as like a witch's hut or something at another point and not have them boarded up, or just a regular sort of hut. And so the windows are there underneath the magnet, um, underneath the magnetized boards. So as much as I can make everything playable, that's what I'm aiming for. Good question. Yeah, I bet so. Especially like scanning something like this and reducing it by like 20 or 30% would be really interesting to see. Because like it's really difficult for me because of how it's sort of an iterative process, like making something. Like I said, it gets to a point I'm like, wow, is this kind of feels too big. But it is what it is, right? I can take away some things, but for the most part it's a made thing. But yeah, if you're scanning and then printing it in some level of detail, then you can play with that size and say, let's try printing one that's like 70 to 80% of that original size, and like that might really pop. I I would agree. It's on my list. You know, it's definitely on my list. I have a lot of stuff I could scan. It'd be worth learning how to do it.